Okay, so your film had a low budget. Tell us how did you manage to finish the project?
I had to contact the right people to make it, because when you make a low budget film, it's a very lonely process. You feel like you are trying to create something alone. But on the other hand, if you find the right people, it's like becomes like a family project. And because the only people who would come are the people who are interested in the story, who like something about it, who get connected to it. So it was a really hard process to make a low budget film, an independent film, but also it felt like the days when we shot it felt like the best days of my life, actually, because I was very much alive and it felt like working in a family.
Okay, so according to people, tell us more about the casting for your film. Who you were looking for?
It's quite a personal film, but right from the beginning, I was not looking for actors who can represent something that happened to me in a way, but I was looking for the right people. I wasn't really looking for actors, I was looking for people, human beings who have some of the characteristics of what I wrote, but also who has something very pure in them. I think as an audience, we are always looking for people who we can connect to, not just the stars, but people who can represent something that we might have lived. And both Hannah Saxby and Barnabas Bergendi were really, really good people. Not just good actors, but really good people. So I was trying to find a really strong connection with them, because it's such a personal project. I felt if they understand this love that I have for my characters, or that I used to have for the girl I loved, they will be able to put it on the screen. Through them, it will go to the screen.
Thank you. And now tell us something about music in your film, because it was quite significant for the audience.
It was a very interesting process, because I have a friend who is a blues singer, and she likes a lot of underground musicians. And she showed me Sibyl Bayer. And Sibyl Bayer is a German singer who only made one album in her life, but she made it in her home when in the 1970s. And then she never actually released this album. Her son released the album. And I heard her songs, and I just felt like it actually connects to the film in a very, very deep way, in a very deep level. And what was very interesting is that I already wrote in the screenplay the songs that I used in the film. But then, because it's a micro-budget film, we didn't know how we can get the permission and the rights, which normally it's a lot of money to get songs, like original written songs. So I tried my best, and I wrote a very personal email to Sibyl Bayer's son, Robbie Bayer, and I asked and I begged him that if they could give us for a small amount of money, but we would of course pay for this, but it's so important for me and the film. And I described the film, and then I sent some scenes of the film that has music, and I wanted to show them this is how we want to use it. And some time passed, and then he wrote me back that he showed it to his mom, and she cried after watching the scenes, and she said, okay, it's for free, it's free for you. I don't want money for this. And it felt really beautiful, because these songs are also super personal for her. It's Sibyl Bayer's life. She wrote it not to become famous, but she wrote it because she just had it inside her, these feelings. And I guess this is the beauty when two creative hearts can connect and you know, like discover each other. I think she had some kind of connection with me through this. We never met, but through how she writes music and how I write film and how I direct.
Mm-hmm. When I didn't ask you this question before, but this film is for your grandmother, and tell us something about your grandmother.
My grandma was very important in my life. She was the one who read when I wrote poetry, the first, and she could give me very honest feedback, sometimes very tough feedback that, Balázs, what is this? on the other hand, she was super smart person and very open-minded. And she died 2 weeks before we started shooting, or 3 weeks before we started shooting. And I already wrote my grandma's character in the film. And when she died, I just felt, I of course was very sad, but she was 89. She lived very long life. But I felt on the other hand that there's someone watching us from above. And I always felt like we are not doing this film alone. And even it was so obvious for the crew that I told them that I hope my grandma is kind of guiding us or trying to work out things up there, that the lighting guy came to me and said that please ask your grandma to move some clouds because, you know, we have shadow and we need sun. And I said, my grandma is a stubborn person. You can't tell my grandma what to do. She will decide if she wants to move the clouds or not. So yeah, and it felt like very evident in the end of the film that I want to dedicate it to her because in a way she was very much part of the creation, I guess.
And the last question, how do you like Lublin?
Oh, yesterday I arrived super late. It was almost 1 a.m. and at the train station there wasn't really bus or anything, so I walked in the -6 degrees from the train station to where my accommodation. That was a tough walk, a half an hour walk in the cold, and I felt like, nice, welcome to Lublin. And I went to sleep, feeling that my hands don't work. I was so frozen. And next day I woke up and I looked around and I said, wow, such a beautiful place. And I just walked a little in the town, but I feel so welcomed here. Honestly, it's such a warm atmosphere. And you guys are really cool here. So I also like how you welcomed me in the festival from the first moment, really. I was so surprised. They told me, oh, these people should contact you. I said, really? Okay, I'm glad. Thank you.
So nice to hear it. Thank you.